Good Mecha Monday, everyone. It is another great Monday. It was a good weekend, and I hope everyone had a good time. I had a pretty good weekend. I played some Mega Man. I died a few times, and here I am. Uh, here I am to talk about some bots for the day. It was a pretty good day. Got to work. The machines were down for a while, and I got paid to stand around and push a broom. Well, it was a pretty good weekend, like I said, and I suppose we should get into a bit of the news. Let's pull up that first story. There we go. Let me set this up. Boom. Recycling of plastic waste from Gundam models gets underway in Japan. Coming to you from the Mainichi, the Japan's daily news since 1922. From Tokyo, Kyoto. Toy maker Bandai Namco Holdings Incorporated has recently launched a project to recycle throwaway plastic parts from its model kits based on the popular Japanese sci-fi television animated series Mobile Suit Gundam. Let me turn that away. As a part of its sustainability effort. Under the project that stated on April 1st, the Tokyo-based entertainment firm has asked fans to deposit the plastic frames sections that usually discard after assembling models at about 190 collection sites across the nation in model shops and their amusement arcades. The company plans to reuse the plastic waste for making plastic products, including the Gundam models as well as the thermal powered generator. Huh. That's pretty neat. Well, I guess it's a really good idea, actually, to go and cut down on that spent waste. That way you're not going to be having to keep recycling any. That way you're not going to have to keep going and making waste. This is a really good idea, actually, for cutting down on the waste. Just a second. We are going to tweet this out. Company plans to reuse the plastic waste for making plastic model kits, including the Gundam models as well as the thermal generator. The Gundam model kits, known as Gunpla, a Japanese portmanteau term combining Gundam and plastic, have been a hit product with cumulative sales topping 700 million sets globally as of March this year. Let me just put this link out. And send that tweet out. Although the overseas market has accounted for about half the sales of the models featuring Gundam robots and their armor in recent years, Bandai Namco said it currently does not plan to set up collection sites overseas for the plastic recycling project. The company operates some Gunpla shops in South Korea, China, and Taiwan, which I suppose, given the logistics of having to go and pull that waste back across from overseas, it really doesn't seem feasible for the amount that they managed to recycle out of it. That's really seems more of a local issue that that would have to be taken care of over here. Of course, then again, I suppose depending on the amount that there is, and even the various plastic types, it could very much be a viable option. Oh, that's a thing I could do. Oh, let me pull this up for a second. Nothing there. Apologies, but I thought I'd nonetheless go and let's get back to this, shall we? Where was I? There is my screen button. According to an estimate by Bandai Namco, Up to 2,000 tons of frame waste is generated from the 7,000 tons of plastic used to produce its flagship Gunpla products every year. Gunpla is a product very much loved by many people, so we launched this recycling project with a desire to create a sustainable society together with fans. A spokesperson for Bandai Namco told Kyoto News. The Gundam anime series has been a huge hit after its first title was aired in 1979, spawning a successful franchise including sequels, spin-offs, movies, comics, video games, and plastic models. The story revolves around Gundam giant robots known as mobile suits fighting wars in space on Earth, which has been a very big and very eventful series that has had much in the way of pop culture impact, really. I mean, just the sheer impact of these giant robots on society, really. The popularity. It is. Let me make sure I don't have anything I'm missing. Send him a message. Oh, give me 1 second. I am. Let me hide that. Getting a invite taken care of. Bandai Namco is considering using some collected plastic waste as test materials for its chemical recycling, a cutting-edge technology that breaks the plastic down into raw materials so that plastics with the same quality as those made from fossil fuels can be made. In contrast, conventional material recycling processes tend to produce blackish and fragile plastics, because once you're reheating already heated up plastic, it can not be quite as effective as when it was made the first time. So there is a issue with the recycling of plastics there, where you can only recycle it so many times before it just breaks down and doesn't work the same way as the first time. So oftentimes they need quite virgin material to go, and you can only mix in like so much to make it as effective as the first time. In contrast, conventional material recycling processes tend to produce blackish and fragile plastics. And I read that part. With the aim of selling the world's first chemically recycled plastic model kits, the toy maker will start a demonstration next year by teaming up with chemical firm PS Japan Corp. Bandai Namco has already been selling black-colored gunpla items made from plastic waste generated in a manufacturing process at its main factory using conventional reprocessing. The production plant is located within the central Japan province of Shizuoka, and will get a discount as utility bill from the power company to which will sell the electricity produced by this. Okay, so it's a pretty good little setup they got there, where they can just recycle some of the old material back and generate some electricity off it. That's pretty good little setup they got with that. Excuse me. I mean, they're going to keep going. They're going to keep making more of the kits. And it's a bit of a win-win where they can turn around and use and get the plastic back from the customers to then go and dump back into the machines to recycle. So it's cutting down on the manufacturing cost as well. I mean, that's a pretty good idea for them, which, I mean, it's unfortunate that you can't really see it expanded much overseas, but the cost of trying to take this material from overseas and ship it back to Japan to then break back down, you probably wind up spending much more in fuel, I gotta imagine, than it would cost to go and it would cost to be able to. Then it would cost more to probably transport it back overseas to Japan to then re-break down. It would be more expensive on the fuel cost than to go and bring it back. So I mean, I don't see any. I just can't see a reason in going and pulling it back. But I mean, that's a pretty good idea overall. I mean, you get the customers to give back with something that we're going to throw away, and they set up these they set these up at the shops. Yeah, it's a good idea. I guess we should probably move on to the next story here. I'll move that one down. I don't need that. Don't need that. And we are going to pull up something a little Mega Man themed. Let me get myself set up here. Oh, where is that link? All right, so let's just go ahead and pull this up. Apologies, I had little technical difficulties there. Bam! Create your own motion controlled Mega Man kit with this new programming kit. Mega Man game with this new programming kit. So what this is a little hand-controlled unit that is a crowdfunding campaign by Capcom that'll let you, using this little handheld device here, you can control the movement of Mega Man. You can go up, back, forward, left and right, and you can shoot with a little Mega Buster. And it's a little toy to be able to learn to do some basic coding and video game development. Let me pull this up. We just go with that. Mega Man is getting a new game this year, and one that includes motion controls and is designed by you. Artec, an educational products company, recently launched a Kickstarter campaign for a Mega Man-themed programming kit. Fans of the Blue Bomber are apparently itching to learn to code, as the project was funded in less than 6 hours, which doesn't seem too out of the ordinary given the state of crowdfunding campaigns. I've seen ones go and sell out within like 10-15 minutes. It's insane, really. It would depend on what their initial goal was, which doesn't help me here. Artec sent an update earlier this week, thanking the backers for the support, reiterating the purpose of the Code Legend project. Our goal is to offer fans, the general public, the U.S. and Canada, for now and other countries in the future, hopefully, the opportunity to make their very own motion-controlled Mega Man games and introduce themselves to the incredible world of programming. We shall work tirelessly towards this goal and would sincerely appreciate your continued support and cooperation spreading the word. And hello there, nerdporeal life form. I'm glad to see you. We shall work tirelessly towards the goal. We would hope you appreciate your continued support and cooperation in spreading the word. Okay, yeah, Megan. I think that was an early one I had played. I don't know, what do you think so far? Have you heard of this programming game here? This little handheld Mega Man game where you could control them with just like flicking your wrist up, down, left, right. Let's see. Get equipped with programming knowledge and learn to code and build your own motion controlled Mega Man game, making Mega Man. Code Legend kit from Artec, now on Kickstarter. We'll just open that up for. Oh, I remember this. Yeah. That was a really exciting game. I remember. I got super excited for that when it was announced, and then just out of the blue, they went and canceled it, which is unfortunate because it was exciting to see that they were gonna do some a little Mega Man in the real world or something. It seemed. Which is unfortunate because that seems like it would be a really cool idea. Let's see. There's a lot of moving pieces in the project, but here's how it works. 1. Learn the basic programming using the original Mega Man assets from across 8 stages. Programming first takes place entirely on your computer screen before moving on to the Artec Robo 2.0, which allows you to program motion controls. The Artec Robo 2.0 ships in a dozen pieces, and you'll need to piece together like a Lego set before setting it up for motion controls. Plug it into your PC, and you can program in various motion controls, such as tilt to run, point up to jump, or point down to slide. And then you can also untether it and hook it up via Bluetooth, giving you the option to program more dynamic moves, such as the need to physically jump or crouch to control Mega Man. So it's the Wii Sports of Mega Man now. I don't know. What do you think? Would you want to do some motion controls for it? Oh, we seem to be a little iffy on the Wi-Fi, but I'm hoping that'll be okay. It's a fairly ambitious project, but it looks like the team has more than enough support to pull it off. Let's get this. Let's see. Mega Man Legends. Yeah, it's such a shame that like Capcom didn't know what to do with Mega Man for the longest time, but it seems like they've been kind of figuring that out. Now, for my own personal wish, I would love to see a Mega Man Battle Network 7, because Battle Network was my favorite Mega Man series, and it's one I would love to see them bring back, especially with the current state of the personal assistants, your Alexa, your Siri. Battle Network was just ahead of the time for that. Let me pull this up. Honestly, I haven't had a chance to play 11 yet. I just picked it up on Steam, but I was going back and revisiting some of the original Mega Man games, and it's pretty tough to go play those. Those Elec Man was just kicking my ass, but I managed to beat him. Mind you, I didn't go and get the Cutman power up first, so I had to make do with what I had. But the biggest thing that helped me out was Flame Man's Flame Wheel. That was a big aid that really helped me beat those. Let's see. Never play those. It's unfortunate, really. I mean, it's a great game series. Battle Network is, and much like a lot of the Mega Man series, you get some real great music to it, where they were able to really dig into the Game Boy Advance when it first came out, and they just really nailed the chip tune to the first Mega Man. To the Mega Man Battle Network, where they're just able to really get into how to make that soundtrack work, and it was a lot of electronic sounds to it to make it work. Where you have these really good kind of bouncy tunes to it, and there were some of the games where I would just turn it on just to hear that opening theme from the start menu. I think it was Battle Network 2 or 3 had a real great bopper of a theme. And yeah, you're totally right. Music makes this series work. I mean, there's a reason why he's also Rockman, because that shit slaps. All right, I have a little video here. I'm not sure how well this is going to work for any sort of claims, but let's see how this works if I were to pull up the little crowdfunded video. Shall we? Let's see. Megaman 2. Megaman 2 is great. Indeed. He's one of the best robot masters who's like weak to his own weapon. Rock and roll. Oh, hey, Brightest Day. I was talking about the Kickstarter video. Okay, I'm just don't know how that all works, but this is their little project I wanted to show off because it was relevant to something I found, and it seemed like it was really interesting. But let's get into this, shall we? And I've got the music just. We'll just try to play it safe and not have any music, which is unfortunate because we're talking about Mega Man and music. Okay, maybe just a hint. Like I said, you can control this thing via the handheld control. And oh, hey, that's a cool thing. You got on your hand, which would be really cool if you put it in, if someone can go take something like this and put it into a Mega Buster. and then you can just like dress up as Mega Man. So I look like I'm just going no, or I'm bouncing all around here. Okay, so he slides down. He can move. Pew. I mean, yeah, like it's got the basic controls down, and it seems like it's a really cool little project here. Let me see what else we have. Sorry, I'm being pulled in 3 different ways. Oh, and then you can pop in different little mods on it on top of that to change up what it's able to do. So you can you can you can play with this. You can change out what your Mega Man is, and you can even change the programming on it. So let's just skip ahead here a little bit. We can. It's got a little light on top there, which can show you how it works, how much charge it is. So you don't even have to pay attention to necessarily the flashing of Mega Man. It kind of works, but chances are you're gonna be watching the TV anyway. So it seems odd to add that on, but it does look really cool for the added benefit of it. And it seemed like it was a really cool thing to talk about on Mega Monday here. Oh, what is someone messaged me? Not important. Yeah, no, you're totally right there. It's kind of another gimmicky little thing, but I mean, it fits the theme of the show. And hey, who doesn't want to look at some cool Mega Man toy? I mean, it's not like there's been a ton of stuff for that outside of the odd game or two recently. And hey, I mean, if it could potentially be a means to help someone get into programming, hey, who am I to argue with someone wanting to go ahead and do that? It's not something it's not something I really feel like I need to go out and get because, oh crap, those games are hard enough. I have to also now do this to control it. No, I can barely beat those games. Oh God, oh my gosh! Let alone think about how to fight something like the Yellow Devil. Oh, not something I'm looking forward to. You can build the Mega Buster. And you got the little Santa Claus bot there. Santa Claus down at the bottom telling you what to do. How to plug things in. Of course, now that I look at it, I gotta wonder, would it even fit an adult hand? Or are we talking about the smaller hands of, say, a child or certain or certain nationalities, we'll say? I gotta say, I don't think something like this would necessarily fit the big meaty hands of some of us out here. So I'm sure there's some kind of community that's professional with Lego Technic will have a field day with this. Oh yeah, no. That which would also be great to have a Mega Man level editor. Well, another one, because the PSP port of Powered Up did have a level editor, which was a really cool thing to see in a game. But unfortunately, it was on the PSP, and that game just got totally forgotten about, which is unfortunate because I'm probably one of the few people out there who did play Powered Up, and I freaking loved that game. That was a great port and remake of the original Mega Man. I like Mario Maker. I made a few levels, very low with the Nintendo algorithm. Yeah, I've got a couple like that too. One of my favorite things to do in Mario stages was to go and make a stages with like a lot of springs. So whenever you would jump, you would like wind up jumping into a spring that's getting bounced up and down, but then it's sideways. So you go to jump in, you hit that, and then you bounce back off, and then maybe I put some spikes down below. So you're gonna hate me for my stages. Or I have the springs acting as like a little platform that are always bouncing up and down that you're gonna potentially run off of. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. And of course, we got to have this hooked into a computer, because how is he going to program this thing? Yes. You get to drag and drop your little. Yeah, no, you can plug in. You can plug it into the. You can plug it into the program. This is the Japanese version here, but as it says on screen, we'll be getting the English version. That you'll be able to put in the codes, and you'll be able to set up how to program Megaman. So you can put in your little sprite for Megaman. You can put in the little command for it. What does left, right, up, and down do when you put those inputs in? What happens? Excuse me. And yeah, it's some really basic coding it's trying to do, but I mean, from about as little coding as I know, there's more to it than just like you drag in a little block, you drag in a glorified Lego block into a program. Yeah, it's basically just a little basic Mega Man game, which has its little guides, so you learn how to. So as the game goes on, you can slowly add in extra little features. So with every single stage, you're adding an extra thing. Stage 1, you move left and right. Stage 2, you're gonna run, jump, shoot. Eventually, as you get up, you get to build up the programming. Oh, there we go. So each of the stages adds a little more of a gimmick to it that allows you to learn how to use it. And you can even, by the end, start playing with the coding and swapping things around. Let's see. We're going to try hurry along this. Also, it's a chance for me to play a little bit of that Mega Man music, which, ooh, gotta love it. Mega Maintenance. Yeah, so it's a pretty simple tool for what it is. And just kind of get to the end here. So we can show you that you can do a little bit more with it, and it does some things I would love to see in like a modern Mega Man game that you just don't get to see in them now. Let's see if we can play Cutman. It's learning how to use the controls. You learn how to make the little intro animations. You can modify your Mega Man up. And in fact, you can even swap out your sprites in this, so you could play as Airman, you could play as Cutman, you could play as, if it gets to the end here, you can play as Dr. Wily or Proto Man. It's a fun little toy. It seems neat, and I thought I would just something. It was something to share that no one I know hadn't even seen this thing before. Yeah, it's a cool little toy, but. It's not something I think I could justify getting for myself. So yeah, Mega Man has a makeshift level maker, which if Capcom was smart, they would go ahead and make an actual Mega Man maker, because who doesn't want to be able to play with a big old army of characters and bots and power-ups, and even be able to create their own stages for a boss. All right, so I've got two stories left, and then we can move on to talk about some actual Mega Man. Well, and this one you might like, Brightest. Who knows? Maybe you'll be able to use this on your show. So we are pulling this up. Oh, I don't know what that was about. That was not supposed to happen. Boom. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mecha figures. So we're getting Turtle Gunpla. What does it mean to be a ninja? Vanilla Ice never truly knew, but most martial arts masters would likely emphasize stealth, cunning, and guile. And possibly being one of 4 mutated turtles raised by a giant talking rat and a steadily diet of pizza. Testicles to that. Why be a ninja when you can be a giant robot instead? After all, it's still stealth if there's no witnesses. Snap Design Development and Heat Boys have decided to put together a dream team to give us just that idea. The Turtles, but as mechanized robots. Titanium Mecha Ninja Turtle bots? The jury's still out on that one, but we'll be getting some gunpla out of it. For the spin-off, that we getting some licensed prototypes that were on display in China. And we look to be getting some 9-inch figures, which here we have so far the Leonardo, which looks pretty cool, I gotta say. I like some of the details to it. I like the little kneecaps and the legs. They're definitely remind me of some of the gunpla I've built over the years. But when colored up, we should be getting something along these lines. And I mean, come on, you give me a glorified Blastoise looking bot. I love it. Oh yeah, dude, that Turtles game looks incredible. Oh shoot. Hey there, T-shirt. Sorry, I didn't realize you were back there. Were you there long?
Nah, not at all. I pretty much just snuck in. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. You know, I was here talking about a couple stories that came along. There was a cool little Megaman little hand blaster design toy that was out. I don't know if you had heard about that or not.
No, I sure hadn't.
Yeah, so it's kind of it was kind of a little bit of a Mario Maker-esque toy mixed with like the Labo, where it was trying to teach you to do a little bit of programming, so you can learn to do a little bit of that, and then you could you swap it out Mega Man with a couple of different robot masters, and it was kind of a neat toy. And Brightest Day says hello to you.
Hey, what is going on, Brightest Day? It's nice to see you.
So, T-shirt, I thought since I have you on here, I figured I should ask you, and this is something I need to ask more of my guests.
Okay.
What was your favorite robot, mecha, armor suit, etc. in pop culture? Do you have one?
Oh man, let me see. Well, I loved the Transformers back in the day, but they were very expensive and hard to get a hold of. Well, they were hard to get up, but they were expensive back in the day.
Yeah.
So I probably didn't get as many of those as I wanted. However, when I was young, have you ever heard of the Godaikin series of robots?
Oh, the name is familiar. It's obviously Japanese, but
yeah. Godaikin was like a whole series of robots made in Japan, and they were made out of die-cast metal and hard plastics.
Oh, okay.
And they were really detailed. These. Yeah. They were really nice. They actually had missiles that would shoot.
Okay.
And they came in all kinds of varieties. It wasn't necessarily like a line that was connected to any one particular toy or series. Like they had Tetsujin 28, they had Voltize 5, they had Voltron, they had Guardian, they had all these different shows that they were making toys for, and it was just a whole series of robots.
Didn't they do one for Voltron?
They did, and I have it at home. Or I have it here. I should say, and yeah, that's what it looks like right there. And it's all die cast and it's all hard plastic. It's got missiles galore and that shoot, and then the little heads on the lions shoot, and you can assemble the whole thing to make one little robot. It was really cool. They didn't necessarily have a whole lot of articulation, and they didn't always stand up on their own real well because they tended to be kind of heavy. but they were my favorite. They were so cool, and I still have about 4 or 5 of them sitting back in boxes along with my old Transformers. So yeah, go Lion, 5 lions. That's right, Nerdporial. You're exactly right.
It's always better than the Carbot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I remember I managed to pick that up. I managed to pick up that particular toy, the Voltron car design at like a Kmart, where it was like it was basically like a third party knockoff thing. It was like really cheap.
I've got the Voltron Carbot also, but it's got like, you know, like the jet and everything, and it's from that series, and it's really pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool anyway. They also had some series that I'd never heard of before. They're like old anime series robots, and you can go back and look for them. But they had some of the old Shogun Warriors too, like Kombatra was one of the ones they had. Yeah, it was a neat set of toys. I love them. You can find them on eBay now, but oh my god, they're expensive.
Yeah, well, that nostalgia ain't cheap.
No, it isn't. Yeah, I didn't have this one in particular.
Yeah, like this is just kind of this is the design that I was talking about, but it was definitely not as quality as this. Like I was like the one I had was made out of like a cheap plastic, and you know it was always a lot of it was something I think I had picked up for like a trip up north that someone wanted to be able to, you know, keep the kids quiet in the back seats, you know.
Of course.
I don't know why they would think that like a big old crazy 15-piece robot was the best idea, but hey, it did its job.
Let's
see, Mazinger Z, get a Robo. I know of Mazinger Z.
Mazinger Z, yeah.
Yep. Okay, I don't know Zambop 3, so it's something I'm gonna have to add to a list. Let's see, Auto Voltron from what episode as a kid caught me off guard as well. Caught me well off guard. Of course, then again, it's just I think the lion design is just so iconic that to see this, it doesn't really get a fair shake to go and compare. Like if this was just on its own, it is a really cool design. I mean, there's so many different little vehicles to it that basically every kid in the playground gets to play with a piece of it.
Yeah, that was cool. The only problem is because they were made out of hard plastic and die-cast metal. If you drop the fucking thing, it's broke.
Well, we seem to have one more guest joining us. Hello, Jack.
Hello. How's it going?
Yep. T-shirt. This is a good friend of mine, Jack. We were talking about Megaman this weekend, and I mentioned the show, and I thought I would invite him on.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Not too bad. Just got off of work, and we're talking giant robot toys, and I'm like, hell yeah, let's do that. I posted up a couple of the toys that I have in the private chat. You can check. You can put those up if you want to. Iron.
All
right.
Yeah. All right.
All right, well, let's pull these over one at a time. So, okay, I don't know. I am unfamiliar with this. So, would you care to tell me a little bit about this?
Okay, that is Daltanius. He's from an anime series which I'm not necessarily familiar with, but he is one of the toys I have, and he's also one of the robots from the series. And yeah, all those little things with the pegs on them, they're all missile systems on the robot that you could shoot. But he breaks down into 3 robots. One is a lion, one is like a hover tank looking thing, and the other is like a little humanoid robot. And
so were all those like supposed to like go flying out of his fist?
Well, the fists themselves will launch. But you can see he's got some smaller fists there in case you lose some. He's got lots of those little red missiles that shoot out of the lion's mouth and out of the front of the tank, and they were just cool. It just had so much stuff that you could do with them. And all the little accessories that you could put on there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I definitely like this. There's a lot going on to it. It's got some good colors in it.
You do see Gigantor brightest day. In Japan, he's called Tetsujin 28, which is basically Iron Man 28. But yeah, he is in that Godaiken line.
Zamba 3 is what Tomino, who did Gundam.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love Tomino, the godfather of Mecha, practically.
Pretty much.
Well, I mean, the Astro Boy. Well, I mean, Astro Boy came first, really, but Gundam really leveled it up. Kill them all, Tomino.
I was about to say, let's not forget about the 70s when I believe it was the 70s. Someone please correct me if I'm wrong. But Robotech.
Well, Robotech was originally intended to be started as a parody of Gundam. As I understand it, was the origins of that. So I had to correct someone on this recently that it was actually Gundam. It was Gundam was influential because that gave us Macross and Robotech.
Fair enough.
Oh, and the link above is that's Voltice 5, which is above the Daltanius link that you posted. You
okay,
see that one too.
Pull this one up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this one I think was popular in England too. And yeah, tons and tons of missiles, man. And they knew you would lose a few, but yeah, this one broke down into 5 robots. You had like a little jet. You had like a couple of tanks. You had these little, I don't know what they are, and this one didn't shoot fists or anything, but it was just cool. I mean, look at it. If you were 12 years old, you'd be playing with this thing, wouldn't you?
He's got kind of a little bit of a Beetle look to him with the helmet.
Uh-huh.
I like it.
I'm pretty sure you can still find the DVDs of the anime for all these robots in this line. But yeah, check out the line of robots. They're so cool. And they're pretty sturdy. I mean, the metal parts are sturdy, but of course the plastic breaks.
Yep, brightest day was mentioning the Gigantor.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, just kind of catch up on the chat here a little bit. But yeah, no, I like this. It definitely has that sort of nostalgic feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and of course, it's even got to have like the name of it on it.
Oh yeah,
so you don't mix it up. Just kind of like those Spider-Man costumes in like the 70s or 80s where you would get a mask and the character's face on a t-shirt.
I remember the first one of these things I ever got. It wasn't one of the big ones. It was a smaller one. But I remember I saved up money for weeks to get it because they only sold this particular line of robots at a little specialty toy store that was in my town. And yeah, I mean, and back in the 80s, paying $100 for a toy was just ridiculous. But I paid like $40 for one of the smaller die-cast robots from this line. And it was awesome. It was like my favorite toy for the longest time until I managed to get the bigger ones.
Okay, yeah, that's really neat. This is a bit of some mecha stuff that I've never really known about. So it's really neat to see for even myself that more out there does exist beyond just the traditional Gundam and Transformers. Which hey, I mean they're my favorites. Then they're up there for a reason in terms of those favorites. All right. So yeah, before we got our guest here, actually before I forget, Jack, what about you? Do you happen to have a favorite robot, a favorite mecha, something that you think of at first when I was telling you about the show, something you want to share?
Well, I mean, no, I have no visual to share, unfortunately. But when it comes to my thing with mecha is I'm very when it comes to giant robots. I guess I'm just very open. I've seen a lot of the Gundam shows. Zoids was, if I had to pick an absolute favorite, Zoids was my time back in the day because I loved how each robot, how each mecha represented an animal, similar to Power Rangers, but we're not going to go with them because that was a totally different. To me, that doesn't fall under mecha, even though they have giant robots. It doesn't fall into the traditional mech. I don't know. I mean, if somebody wants to, chime in on that one, feel free. I'm open. I'm always open to suggestions, but I guess Zoids back in my day was, like I said, I don't have any of the visuals because I wasn't able to grab any. So yeah, Zoids I'd have to pick was my favorite mecha series ever. I've seen both the Zero, Chaotic Century, but I did not see anything past that, unfortunately, because there was the Fusers as well.
I never actually got to watch any of the cartoons because they didn't show it in my area. But man, the toys were so cool because you put them together and stuff. And they were mechanized.
Yes, they were like models, and I love that.
Oh yeah, they still make the kits, and I was seeing some stuff about like a attempt to bring the series back with some where it's like they seem like the Zoids are a lot smaller, and you have kids riding them. It's like it's not quite as. It's not quite what I'm about the stuff. And I don't want to just sit here and go, back in my day. But I
actually have seen, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I wanted to point out, I did actually see part of the new series, but my issue with it is just as you said, it's more like a competition with kids riding the Zoids. And there's really, I feel like the original intent for Zoids just really isn't in there no more. I felt like they stripped that away and made it more kid-friendly, like Beyblade, which is also not mecha. I want to point that out, but I just didn't. I don't know. I just didn't see it as really a good, promising series, I guess, for mecha.
Well, I'm curious. Did you ever see the Starriers?
No, I have not.
Okay, I put a link for what they look like, but basically the Starriers were kind of like an offshoot of the Zoids, I think, or at least they used the same templates for them because they had similar cockpit designs. They had little guys inside their cockpits and stuff like that. And the little guys inside the Starriers cockpits could fit in the Zoid toys because remember the Zoids had all the little cockpits and stuff you could put stuff into.
Yes.
Okay. And they even had little pegs and stuff. They would fit the Zoids.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know. I don't know if it was an intentional rip-off or if it was just an offshoot or what, but yeah, that was a neat little series, and they were cheap too when I found them.
Yeah, it looks like there's not a whole lot of engineering into them, but they've got all kinds of cool little bits. Like I like this twin blade guy with the two little buzz saws on his like nipples.
I think I have that one somewhere. I think I had a lot of these. I didn't have them all, but I had a lot. Yeah.
So many great.
I was gonna say,
Claw Gut,
Slaughter, Steel Grave.
I was gonna.
Bolar.
Kind of makes me think of Transformers a little bit.
Yeah, I think they were kind of designed like I want to say it's by the same company. I think it was Tomy that did them both. And maybe not. But yeah, I think they were trying to get some of that Transformers action because Transformers was the hot toy at the time.
Oh yeah.
Right. Now, does these toys transform, or were they like the toy line that came after? Because remember, there was a toy line of Transformers that came after the originals. I don't know if it was right after. It might have been a couple series after that, where they sacrificed their ability to transform to harvest a new type of energy other than energon. You guys know what I'm referring to?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it sounds like you're talking about maybe Headmasters.
Well, no, it was after Headmasters.
No, it was after that.
Starriers did not transform. I mean, the limbs could come off, including the heads on most of those. But yeah, they didn't actually transform into anything.
That's why I did my comparison to the Transformers that I was saying, where they were sacrificed their transforming abilities to harvest a new type of energy because energon was just running out in the universe.
Yeah, and I remember I had some of those too because they were the exact same size as my G.I. Joe figures back then.
Oh, really? I got one other little thing here I could show off to you guys. So there was someone did a custom Optimus Prime, and this thing looks really cool for what it was because it was done as a Metallica Optimus. Like someone got an old G1 Optimus and redesigned it to kind of have with the packaging and put some new stickers on it, so it became the Master of Puppets Prime. So we have a couple pictures here. So we have it in package.
Ooh, wow. Cliff Burton, 1962. Oh, man.
That looks rich.
Oh, you can't help but love. You can't help but love all the little attention to detail, and
It's got a lot of detail. I will give it that. It does have a lot of detail, especially with the paint job.
that they even gave him like a guitar.
Yes, I see that.
I don't know about you guys, but I think I would happily add this to my collection.
Yeah, I would. Shit, that's got to be worth a lot of money now.
Oh shit!
And it's like, oh wow, it's actually got their photos are on there. That's got to be worth a lot.
Added to the packaging. So yeah, it looks like this could have been like actually like on a shelf somewhere. And I mean, I freaking love this thing. This thing looks really cool looking.
Oh, it's on a shelf somewhere, right? Just not ours.
Oh yeah. Oh, they even gave him stats. Too bad I don't have one of those little Too bad I don't have a little the little red cellophane to go and tell you what the stats are like. But
I think I've still got a few of those somewhere.
And of course, the money shot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got a little roller one that you can still pop the wheels on.
Yeah. I don't remember Optimus ever using Roller 1 in the show. I don't even remember him using the trailer in the show.
Yes, he did use the trailer in the original show. I have seen it far more recently than I would care to admit. You know, I love the original stuff when I was a kid, man. And yes, he used Roller 1, I believe, within the first 3 episodes.
Okay.
Of the first season.
Been a while, so.
Yes.
So, as it turns out, this was actually put up on eBay.
Ooh, what's it selling for?
All right. Before I show you guys, would you guys like to give me a little guess?
I'm gonna say 500 at least.
How about you, Jack?
I'm gonna have to go with somewhere in between 5 and 1,000.
Okay. All right. Well, as it turns out, you're both off. You're both off.
Holy shit!
Yep. I should wait a little bit higher, but I was too afraid because T-shirt over there only went to 500. I'm thinking, he's pretty expert when it comes to these. He was just showing off a few robots he's collected. So when it comes to appraising stuff, I say he's our expert there. So I didn't want to go too far above that, but yep, that totally beat me.
I shouldn't have been surprised if it's 100% complete and in the box and everything like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's got Metallica, Metallica band on there.
They started at $1.
Whew.
Wow.
50 cents or $50, 52, 80, 100.
I gotta wonder. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sure the guy has like a bid limit, like as far as what the minimum he'll take for it.
Well, I mean, maybe, but I mean, he was willing to let people go as low as like $1 between bids. It looks like. So these guys were just like right on top of this thing, going back and forth, and it quickly climbed.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, and it has ended.
Yeah, like 2 days ago.
Yep.
We just missed it. Like,
dang it! This should have been. Oh, I gotta think of a better name.
I was making that kind of money during the pandemic, but not now.
Super Robot Saturdays. That's what I should have called it.
That would have rolled off the tongue, Lance. Similar to Friday Night Firefights. There you go.
Oh, hey, Friday Night Firefight. Yeah, you a Cyberpunk fan?
Yes, I have the Cyberpunk Red book. Got it a couple months ago and ran one game of it. So far, I'm still getting used to the new system because it is a little bit. It's basically the 2020, the second edition, just a more slimmed down version of the system, so it's a lot easier to do. But they did change a couple things, nothing major, just a couple things I just got to adjust to. And then, speaking of which, oh well, you know what? This is probably going to be used for. This would probably be better to mention in a more tabletop setting, but I did find the reprint of the 2020 version that they actually just reprinted.
I've got the whole set original.
Oh man,
I was collecting it. Well, I was running it and playing it back in 91, 92.
Oh wow, man.
Yeah, so it was new for me. But I tell you what, man, this will kick your ass right here because it kicks mine every day. Back in 91, I was at a convention called Origins, which was over in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm standing in line for something, and walking up right by me is Mike Pondsmith.
Oh, you lucky. Ooh.
Well, no, don't, not so fast. Because, okay, I'm 19 years old.
Right.
And I'm a huge fanboy, and I want to say something to him. I want to reach out and say, hey, Mike, or, something, and just start talking. But I couldn't. I froze. He walked by. The moment passed, and I have never been able to live it down since then.
I imagine not. If I had the ability to meet him, I would not hesitate. I mean, I don't know. Because, I'm a fan. I would say I'm a fanboy. I love Mike Pondsmith. I love Cyberpunk. Lance, I actually ran the game for Lance back early 2000s. So yeah, I'm just a big Cyberpunk fan. I love the lore. The man is visionary.
Yeah, well, I mean, my first avatar was Johnny Silverhand, so.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, so now I've kind of upgraded since then, but.
Thinking about giant robots, what about Jaegers? What do you guys think about that?
Jaegers. Oh, that sounds familiar. What's that from?
Pacific Rim.
Oh, Pacific Rim Jaegers?
Yeah.
I could have sworn there was an anime that used Jaegers too, but
I mean, it is kind of I think it's a German word for hunters.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is kind of generic enough to go and use. Which, oh, hey, good news there, T-shirt.
Thank you, Nerdporial Lifeform, man. I appreciate it. I need some subs, man. It's a long road to 1,000.
1,000 T-shirts.
1,000 T-shirts, yeah. Actually, one of the reasons I picked that name is because it's true. I've got a history degree, which I'm not using for anything important right now. But also, I do have a T-shirt collection like you wouldn't believe. I've got 40, 50 different T-shirts because I'm a huge, T-shirt fanboy. I like to be comfortable.
Escaflowne had
Guy Malefs, yes.
Thank you.
Yes, I just got Escaflowne on Blu-ray just a couple of months ago. I actually had the original on VHS, but I've repurchased it on Blu-ray to watch it again. Yeah. Those things are cool.
Yep. I'm inclined to agree with Brightest Day there. One was good, and
yeah.
Oh, that's right. There was an anime of it, wasn't there?
Yes, and I've seen it, and so far it looks good. I do recommend checking it out.
I heard the anime was good. Yeah, I unfortunately got the second film, and I was just like, "Ew, why did I do this?"
Honestly, I will say this: the anime was better than the second film.
Oh, that's saying something.
Yeah. I mean, I guess because they didn't really do anything from the second film because it was all supposed to be, I believe, part of the series takes place before the first film and then takes place afterwards. It's you know what? I'm not going to go in and spoil anything. I just recommend checking it out.
Okay. That's fair.
Because rich history.
So I guess we should. Oh.
John Boyega scream red.
No, he didn't. Jaeger! I really did scream that one. Oh, yeah. Why am I not? Oh, sorry. Gotta figure that out. I will have to figure this out.
Was that wrenching?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and give. give good old Brightest Day a wrench. He did the same for me, and I will return the favor to him. Let's see.
I think Brightest is stalking me. I keep catching him on all the same podcasts and stuff. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Brightest Day. I've been seeing all over. By the way, good sir, you have your wrench now.
Sorry for the noise, guys. It was mail just came, and I'm just unpacking parcels as we talk. Hope you don't mind.
Oh
Get anything good today?
I got a cooking pot. I got some dice, and I got the Sumerian Volume 1. Which, as you know, I'm a big Conan fan. So.
Oh yeah, got to love some Conan.
Well, this is like.
Did you get?
Oh, they're for a game called Midara.
Okay, I think I've heard of it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I've heard of a lot of tabletop RPGs. Is it a tabletop or?
It's a board game.
Okay, board game.
Yeah, it's got miniatures and stuff. It's a little pricey, but you know, I like it. It's story driven. It's got campaigns. It's all that and a bag of chips, and yeah, I've been buying up their stuff. I buy a lot of board games. I have nobody to play them with, but god damn it, I'm going to buy them anyway.
Oh, I've got a few like that. I actually wound up backing the Conan the Barbarian board game from Kickstarter.
From Monolith, yeah.
Yep. Has some great miniatures to it.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, I haven't had anyone to play it with.
Yeah, that's my dilemma too. It's sadly, a lot of these games I backed on Kickstarter because I had been intending to play it with one of my best friends and his brother, but unfortunately in November he passed away due to COVID. So.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
My condolences.
Thanks.
Oh, let me.
Ooh, Megaman, which in the Japanese version is called Rockman.
Rockman.
I thought I'd go ahead and pull up that first, pull up a little bit of that box art to get to what was the original subject of tonight, to talk about everyone's favorite blue bomber. And particularly, I figured let's start with the first game.
Sure.
There's no need. Although
I just played the first game like not that long ago.
Although nothing's saying we got to stick to just the first game alone, but it seemed like a good place to start. And hey, if we want to talk about all the other spin-offs or what have you, that's totally up to the conversation. We'll see where that goes.
All right.
So yeah, it's hard to believe that I believe next year it'll be what? Let's see, 80. It started with 87, so it'll be what, 35 years now?
Yeah, how about that?
Didn't another game just meet the 35-year marker and they're actually looking at retiring it? It was Super Mario, wasn't it? Mario.
Oh, there's no way.
Yeah, there was I gotta see if I can find that for you guys. Yeah, because I read online just recently that they're retiring Mario from the Nintendo system because it's had over 35 years worth of their stuff, and they were talking about retiring it. Nintendo is. I gotta see if I can find that article for you.
Are you sure you're not talking about
show that off.
Mario 35?
It might be that one. I might be confused. It might be that one.
Okay, yeah, because that Mario 35 was like a limited time, like a free game they put out, and they replaced it with a like Pac-Man 99. So it's like no, there's no way Nintendo would retire one of its biggest mascots.
Well, not just one of the biggest mascots, but I would say one of like the actual poster board for Mario. Because whenever you think of Nintendo, that's the first thing that comes to my mind is Mario.
Yeah, well, also
Megaman comes in sometime after that.
Also, Nerdporial here was just saying how there was one of the 3D All Stars collection was available for a limited time. So you had to go and pick that up.
Right. Okay.
Otherwise, you're losing it, or you're not getting access to it.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, anyway, Megaman.
Yeah, I was doing a little bit of reading onto the subject today, as just kind of getting a little of anticipation, And some kind of there was some basic stuff in there. How originally he wanted to be called. They were going to call him like the Knuckle Kid or Knuckle Man. The kind of basic stuff you would see like on some basic "Did you know" list. Let's see, can't even buy it digitally. And well, the thing you got to remember, Nerdporial, is how they got Doug Bowser there, and Doug Bowser is at Nintendo of America now, who was a former EA executive. So you're getting a little bit. You are getting a little bit of that EA sort of mentality there, is what I'm guessing. Yep, I think we all are, buddy. So yeah, how did you guys normally go with Mega Man? I mean, was there any particular boss you'd like to go to first?
I always took out my first two was always Cutman and Gutsman. I believe that's the name of the big one there. If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure it's Gutsman. Because they were actually their powers were to me were the easiest to pick up. I have to agree. Somebody else mentioned that the Iceman level sucked. It was difficult as ever. So I do agree with that, because once you got to Iceman, it's like, holy crap, And I always recommend going to, I believe his name is Fireman or Flame Man or whatever they call him, the fire one, Pyro Man. Excuse me. I hope I got these names right and not mixed up with another game that's similar to Mega Man. But I always went to get him first because, the ice level was really difficult. I actually ended up playing that just a year ago. Maybe not even a year ago. I played it a few months back because I played it, I think, around Christmas time. Because I woke up at like 6 a.m. just to get up, and I had it on one of my systems, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna play this. So yeah, I got to replay Mega Man a little bit. I didn't get very far, because at the time somebody was bothering me, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go. Bomb Man is easy. Yeah, Bomb Man was pretty easy too.
Oh god, yeah, that box art, that was a total turn off.
Yeah, like
not what you think when you see Mega Man.
No,
I guess the story behind it was the guy basically had like 6 hours to do it in, and he didn't know anything about the game. So it was just like, he's shooting these bullets. Should he have a gun? So yeah, Mega Man packs heat.
I mean, it doesn't even look anything like the game at all. I don't,
Nope.
From the palm trees or anything. It's just like, wow, who put this together?
There was hardly any trees.
It seems like it should be like a Sonic stage, like Casino Zone.
Right. Well, I don't even remember there being very many trees in Mega Man. All the levels were. I don't remember you ever going through the woods. You were always going through vast parts of the city or levels with multiple floors or inside of a building. I don't remember trees.
What happens? Of course, then again, the European release had the greatest box art ever. Like, holy crap! I have never seen this until today.
Oh, really? Wow, that does look nice.
Yeah, by the way, Nerdporial. Imagine if you got to see this box art on the shelf. Doesn't that make you want to play it?
Oh yeah, see, that's way better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad they eventually fixed that. But I remember that's one of the reasons why I didn't play Mega Man when it first came out. I ended up getting it kind of secondhand and enjoying it. Yep. I always went to Cutman first, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I did too. Cutman and then Gutsman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's something about Cutman's stage that just works for me. Also because I really hated Gutsman's stage with those little platforms.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I remember the platforms. Well, Cutman was the easiest one, I feel, because all you had to do was dodge his scissors and hit him 3 times. After the 3rd time, he was pretty much gone.
Oh,
speaking about beaming in, bringing in Fenrir. How's it going, buddy?
Dude, super sorry I'm late. I just had to deal with something.
Hey, not a problem. Life happens that way.
I think everybody's coming in late today.
So, Fenrir, since we got you here, I didn't get a chance to ask you this last time. Did you happen to have a favorite robot of something from pop culture, some sort of power armor, something like that?
Well, favorite robot, I'd have to go with Proto Man.
Oh, perfect.
Man, he's always been my favorite in the entire franchise. You know, it's always an amazing. He's supposed to be pretty much a mirror of Mega Man, but he's so cool. Or Zero, please.
I feel that Proto Man was not given enough time in either games or the anime.
Yeah.
He
Watch
was
Mega
totally
Man
underdone.
and
He was an
Keyboard.
underdone character.
I'm almost embarrassed to admit this, but I had a rough time with the first Mega Man. And then I got to one particular boss who continually kept kicking my ass.
Was it Iceman?
No. You know the big round blobby robot with the red eye that transforms?
The yellow robot. Okay, I know which one. I forgot what they call
The
him.
Yellow Devil?
Yep, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. I had the hardest time beating that damn thing, and one of my friends actually came over and he said, "Oh, you don't know the trick to beating that?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Here." So he gets, he powers up Elecman's power, and then as he's shooting, as the actual frames of the animation are hitting the red eye that you're supposed to hit, he starts pausing and unpausing the game really quick, and I'm watching the guy's life bar drop because there's some kind of glitch in the game where if you paused it and unpaused it, every time you unpause it, it would register another hit on him with Elecman's power.
Oh wow!
Yeah. And after he showed me that, I was like, "Holy shit!" So, yeah, got through him and then finished the game.
Oh yeah, I remember discovering that for myself the first time when I think I found it online and someone showed it to me. I was like, "Whoa, this makes that fight so much easier against the Yellow Devil, the yellow asshole."
Well, we didn't have a internet back then, so we had the friend net.
But yeah, I want to go back to this comment real quick, just because I don't know if anyone else on the panel here has seen it. But are any of you familiar with the PSP game Mega Man Powered Up?
Oh wow!
No.
This
No,
was a
I don't think
2000. This was from 2006. It was for like I said, for the PlayStation Portable, and it was effectively a little chibi remake of the original Mega Man. And so yeah, it has a great little art style here to it.
I like
Which-
being sarcastic.
Yeah.
Oh, I legitimately love this.
Really? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you like it, you like it. But I mean, it's like I
Right.
love the old cartoony look.
Yeah, the more humanoid look. I don't know. But maybe that's because what I'm used to versus, I don't know, like you got Fireman right there, looks like he's a teapot or a
Yeah.
candlestick.
Well, no, that's not the Robot Master. That's just one of the enemies from his stage.
Oh, okay, well then never mind.
A henchbot.
Yep. Let me see if I can find a picture of that. But yeah, they want to.
cheese design. I feel it.
They wound up adding in a bunch of additional robot master. They added in 2 additional robot masters that Nerdporial here was just mentioning, and I wanted to at least hit on that. But it was pretty cool because if you beat any one of the bosses with the Mega Buster, you could then unlock them and you could play through the game as them.
Ooh.
So it had a lot of replayability to it. Here, we'll just pull that. There we go. So yeah, there was
Okay.
the art style for them.
Okay, that's a lot better.
They look cute like that.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
It's kid friendly. It's very kid friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, don't you just want a little plushie of like Iceman there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would go with the Men more than anything. Or yeah.
Plus, they had 2 additional ones: a Time Man and an Oil Man, and they wanted.
Sorry.
So they then wound up adding those 2 in and changing a lot of the weaknesses around. Certain ones still stayed the same. Fireman was still weak to Iceman. Fireman became the one that beat Oil Man, for example. So he no longer became the weakness of Bomb Man.
I bet they fixed the Yellow Devil thing though.
Oh,
I believe they
I would
did.
not be surprised.
I believe they.
Actually, look
Either
at-
they fixed it or they cut him out. I can't remember which.
Oh no,
Seriously,
the Yellow
looking at
Devil
this-
was in that game.
It is in that game.
Looking at
Okay.
looking at these games, Dr. Wily didn't have a lot of creativity in name.
Well, I mean, a lot of those designs you got to remember from the later games all wound up being designed by more often than not children or fans.
Yeah. So,
I gotta say, I'm so glad we touched on the Time Man and Oil Man, because those were when I saw those were in the PSP game. I was just amazed that they added 2 new Robot Masters. I don't know. I kind of liked them.
Well, I mean, that was to also bring the to bring it back up to so we could have that even amount, so we could have the 8 Robot Masters like every other game in the series has.
Right.
Yeah, it wound up just adding a little bit more to it. You got to have the extra. Well, I can pull this up for.
That's one thing I haven't seen on Steam is they haven't done like a Mega Man collection, as far as I know.
Well, there was I think Legacy collection, but they only have them in like 2 separate parts, so you can get like 1 through 6 in one collection, and then I think 7 through 10 in the other.
Yes.
Wait,
Yes, I seen the Legacy collections because I was thinking about picking them up, but never had the money at the time to pick them up for any of my systems, because they have them for both, I believe, the PlayStation and the Xbox. They're or at least they're on the marketplace. I don't know if they are now.
Mega Man X Legacy Collection and Legacy Collection 2.
Right, and those would be for X.
Yeah, it's the X yeah, which
Okay, there was the Classic Collection, because that's what it was called. It was the Classic Legacy. It's just sad. I gotta say, I did start off with one of the later games. When I was like 13, I ended up acquiring Mega Man X Zero, where you can play, where you have 4 Robot Masters for X, and then you have 4 Robot Masters for Zero, and I love that game.
Okay, yeah, I never really did get out into the X series or Zero series. Like, I think I've played 1 or 2 of them overall, but I mean, that the X series is just one I always just kind of never really went to. So
no.
I gotta admit, I've not really played a lot of them.
Oh, hey, right here. Okay, here it is on Steam. Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2 combo pack. It's 6 original 8-bit adventures, Mega Man 1 through 6, and then 7 through 10.
Woo! I gotta
Hey.
pick that up.
And
it's
I got it
Price on
right.
those?
And it's got remix challenges and a music player. And okay, yeah. 29.03 right now.
Unfortunately, I think last week was Golden Week in Japan, and so they were on sale.
Damn.
Missed it by a week.
Missed it by a whole week.
I'll switch online. Zero takes place after the X series. Okay, so it's 2 centuries after that.
Yeah, I didn't care for the Zero series at all.
Mhm.
Where they take a century after that, and then they had a whole different, like, the whole world was, everything was just different, and I'm like, yeah, no, like, humans didn't exist, elves like, something about elves existed. I don't know. Okay, like I said, I didn't really get into it. It didn't look appealing to me.
Come on, the whole series was pretty much a change of pace. Really wanted to evolve in more a little bit.
Okay.
So evolving from the normality.
I mean, to me, my Mega Man series, as I've been saying, was always the Battle Network series.
Yeah, that is pretty much the best of them all, literally, in my eyes. I mean, in the beginning, I really didn't like it, the idea of its existence, didn't thought it was great, but then I saw the show, and I got made more and more into it.
Yep. Well, I mean, they try to cash in on the popularity of like trading card games and RPGs, and so we wound up getting a series that has where you can have Siri fight. I mean, you could have Siri go and fight Alexa.
I gotta say they were just market. That was just them trying to market something. I mean, because back during that time that it came out, trading card games were getting popular. A lot of other things were getting popular, so they needed a fresh look. So, yeah, I can't really say much about this series because I never really got into it myself. So
I cannot recommend them enough. I mean, that's it. You're on your little 9x9. You're on your little 3x3 grid fighting against viruses that pop up.
Which look like the original robots from the original series. I like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that. But they're programs, they're not robots.
Well, these were viruses.
Okay, true. Yeah, but what was your character? Megaman. He was a program, wasn't he? Or was he?
Was, yes.
Okay.
Like I said, he was effectively Siri. He was your little personal assistant.
Okay.
And then anytime anything happened wrong, you just plug into the Bluetooth on your fridge and see why it's suddenly spitting out ice cubes like they're icicles.
Oh man, it's spitting out icicles. There's a virus in there. Hang on, I'm gonna send Mega Man after him. Or what did they call him in that? They didn't call him Mega Man in that series, did they?
They were net navies.
Okay.
Oh god, and then so in the games, it was like every single little chapter wound up like a JoJo scenario where someone's like right on the verge of death, and you have to like win it in the nick of time to save the little girl from being choked to death by a humidifier that's spewing out gas.
This show and even the game have had some very ridiculous scenes.
Yeah, it's a series I can't recommend enough. They wound up doing about 6 games in the series. I love it. And that to me is Mega Man. I mean, it's a franchise that's had a lot of ability to customize, where you have all these different robot masters that can be just so many different things, where you could have all these different concepts as just bosses.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get we'll just pull up a couple images. Oh, that one doesn't work. Anyway, yeah. Let me pull this up. Sorry about that. Oh, yeah, there's so many different robot masters over time.
Oh yeah, 10 games later, and I don't think they had one game that repeated a Robot Master, unless that was a remake of that game.
I mean, that's what was so much cool about it,
Right. They're like Pokemon, you gotta catch them all. What? No.
I played that game.
I don't even know all.
So did I. I actually had red, blue, yellow, and then eventually I ended up getting Crystal, I think it was, which was the third one of the second or third generation.
But I gotta say, did anyone realize there's been a new Mega Man cartoon, and that one was pretty much awful?
Were we talking about the new Mega Man cartoon? Yeah.
The 3D animation one. I gotta say, that's pretty much awful. I mean,
yeah.
It didn't have the soul of the franchise. I mean, they tried to retell the whole story of Mega Man, but they just failed awfully.
They didn't They didn't try to retell that story exactly how it was, though. Because they did make some changes to.
Yeah, I know.
Some of the Robot Masters weren't even in there. It was ridiculous.
Yeah,
I saw 6 episodes of it, and I'm like,
have the soul of the franchise. Soul the original. I'd rather go back and see the original show and watch this one. Way better.
There actually is a good adaptation of Mega Man to another medium. One that hasn't been mentioned here. really, and that would be the comics. I don't know if any of you guys were aware of it or not, but about a decade ago, Archie Comics did a Mega Man series.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I actually have not been aware of any Mega Man series from the comic books in recent times, so no.
Yeah, they did
Oh, that
Mega
is okay.
Man, Sonic, Mario. Pretty much all the games had their own comic by Archie.
I mean,
That is
yeah,
rich. That is rich.
the artwork is beautiful. It's like you look at that, it's like
Yeah.
that is clearly Mega Man. That he's got the helmet right, they've got the blaster right. You've got the little helmet guys down
Look,
beneath him.
Look, since
You
we
got
all
roll-
live in an era where there's no more creativity and people are constantly bringing back shit, if they're ever going to do a Mega Man movie, they have to use exactly this form of design. Just exactly how he is like this.
We don't want to see a repeat of the whole Sonic situation.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Mega Man has to be exactly like this.
Yes,
during this
but
tape.
I can't imagine that actually going over too well.
Yeah, it is an American film.
Because I don't think they're going to keep the original. They're not going to make a Mega Man movie and keep the original adaptation, because there's a lot of things that they're making recently. I'm not going to mention any movies for certain reasons, but there's a lot of movies they just recently made, and they did not keep any of that original adaptation at all for reasons I'm just not going to mention. So I imagine if they do a Mega Man, they're going to find someone's going to find a way to screw it up, and then you're going to look at it. We're going to look at it. All of us are going to look at it and go, "Oh, my childhood's ruined. Thanks a lot." So my version of Mega Man will always remain in the '90s with all the original stuff, because I just can't fathom anyone trying to bring out. I mean, I would love to see a live action Mega Man movie if it's done right, but it's got to be done right.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know who else agrees with me on that.
I'm pretty sure there are some either South Korean or Chinese productions of Mega Man that are live action that you might want to consider not watching.
Hey, you guys,
Fair enough.
Mega Man had a Brazilian comic book. You guys probably want to not see.
I don't see how it could have been any worse than that cover art.
So yeah, I got to tell you guys, this is a genuinely great series. It only ran for about 55 issues. It's been sadly done for a number of years now, and it stays faithful to it all. And yeah, I absolutely love this series. It's another great bit of Mega Man.
I have the old Mega Man cartoon that appeared in the U.S. It was not great, but it was what it was.
I think that might have been my first introduction to Mega Man, actually.
Mine as well.
Really, that cartoon? Oof.
Yes, the cartoon was
it was on before school, and I might have caught the odd episode here or there when someone wasn't trying to watch the news.
Right. I have to agree. I don't know if it was on the weekdays before school, or if it was a Saturday morning cartoon that they showed like 2 or 3 episodes of. But that's when I first saw it, was the cartoon, and then I got into the games when I started getting Super Nintendos and stuff like that. Because I believe they have the games for the no, because I started out with the original NES. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but love the art.
Oh, go ahead, absolutely.
Looks like it's a huge crossover between.
Like
I
all
see,
of
I see
Capcom.
Street Fighter. I see, yeah.
The series had the big finale that happened with the Mega Man series wound up being part of this event they called World Unite, where Sega and I guess all these other properties that Archie was working on were all basically brought together. So you have down below there, you see the Lost Vikings.
No, that's not the Lost Vikings. That is that's Gilius Thunderhead from Golden Axe.
Okay, I'm mixing them up. And oh yeah,
Lost Vikings was a
stuff.
Blizzard property.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing like the freaking Panzer Dragoon there now.
And there in the back, behind Tyrus Flare, there's Knights.
The Skies of Arcadia. Yep, and there's Knights. Beautiful Joe made an appearance.
Wow. Hey, did you say Beautiful Joe?
Yeah,
Yes.
Beautiful Joe's right there above Mega Man's gun.
Nice.
Or no, it's Proto Man. Beautiful Joe is behind Mega Man's shoulder.
Oh, okay. The helmets look similar.
I
Sorry,
haven't seen
you're
something
right.
Beautiful Joe in a long time.
T-shirt. I need you to turn in your nerd gun and your badge.
Nah, I'm gonna hang on to it because you're the one who mistook Gilia's Thunderhead for one of the Lost Vikings. Come on now.
1 for 1.
1 for 1, yeah. Yeah, Lost Vikings was Blizzard property.
I feel like I've got to find this comic now because you see a golden Sonic and a golden Mega Man. Did Mega Man get a hold of the Chaos Emeralds? Is that why he's golden like that?
Oh, I mean, the crossover got pretty crazy. I think they wound up doing 2 crossovers between the two, where you wound up having Dr. Eggman and Dr. Wily team up.
Jeez.
And then the two of them team up, and then you start getting
Makes sense.
You wind up getting a bunch of the Sonic characters roboticized. And so then they became like Mega Man enemies.
Oh,
So you got to fight Tails Man and you got to fight Knuckles Man. Amy Woman or
why didn't they just do
Hammer
Robo-Sonic? Oh geez. Oh that got crazy. I was going to say there was already a robot Sonic. It was called Robo-Sonic, I thought.
Oh yeah.
Metal Sonic, actually.
Middle Sonic. Okay, sorry about that. Yes. Thank you for correcting me.
Okay, what else do we got? Okay, I got one more image here I can share. Just I think we might start wrapping things up here.
We didn't even talk about Mega Man 2.
We've got plenty more shows to go.
I'll see you guys next week. What?
I mean, I'm not above it. It could be a fun one to talk about some more Mega Man.
I start running out of steam after 2 though, because I really only got to play the first 2.
Look, I would be perfectly fine if Sony did a Mega Man movie with the same people that did the Sonic movie with the exact accuracy, but did them in the future, so there would be a chance for a crossover between the two things. I would love a crossover between Mega Man and Sonic in live action.
That would be cool.
I mean, you'd have to put it in the vague year of like 2000X with like robots around.
Yeah, I always like the idea of making it in 2000X or something because it really gives the vagueness of when is this happening. It could probably be tomorrow or it could be 100 years. Never exactly said.
Oh, I'm always laughing at the old Japanese stuff because they thought that everything was going to be so much different by this time.
Everybody thought everything was going to be so much different at this time.
Yeah, it's like back in the 80s they had Fist of the North Star, and it starts off 1990X is when the Holocaust happens and the and the world is engulfed by nuclear flames and all that other stuff. And I'm just kind of like, wow. Well, we're already to 2021 and that still hasn't happened yet, guys. So.
But we're close. We're close.
I don't think we'll be engulfed in nuclear flames. It might be engulfed in all kinds of greenhouse gas emissions and stuff. But.
Oh, I think I'd rather just get my little robot companion.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, speaking of comics, did you guys happen to hear the news today about the comic sales for August?
No, I imagine the U.S. ones are tanking.
The top 20 list has no American comics on it.
Japanese. Yeah, It's like the entire industry is saying, we're totally fine and love the fact that MA is beating us while their entire world is literally burning around them. Just saying,
Well,
we're fine.
Well, it's funny because on my Saturday night shows, like this last Saturday and the Saturday before, it's like the last Saturday we reported that Mortal Kombat just barely managed to edge out Demon Slayer in the cinema. Well, this last week, Demon Slayer came out on top. It made
that's
more money.
shocking to no one. That is shocking to no one.
It made more money than Mortal Kombat. And it was on fewer screens.
The Japanese, the Chinese, they're doing better entertainment than America. Because they actually concentrate on story and character.
Imagine that.
The Chinese don't do it that good. I mean, it's pretty much kind of awful. Like, make pretty much every character super OP, but they're still better than the American ones. And these guys, they know this is a visual medium. They make pretty much every character, male or female, super attractive. They don't make it into some kind of fat whale with blue hair shaved in the sides going around human Reese.
Unfortunately, I cannot find an article about this I was hoping to find. But yeah, the list was like multiple issues of Demon Slayer, or multiple volumes of Demon Slayer,
Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
mean,
imagine
One Piece. It's pretty ironic. Pretty ironic that the author of My Hero Academia created most of the characters based and inspired around American superheroes, pretty much Marvel Comics. And now they surpassed it.
Yep. And the American industry just wants to basically become R&D for the movies.
Yeah. They don't realize the movies can mean nothing. Most people to go were there because these were characters they loved. Now they don't love them anymore, so this can mean probably nothing. It's all gonna die slow. I mean, no one's gonna go to the MCU because we know what's coming next. It's all new, all different Marvel, but in screen style.
Oh,
they already got us Captain Falcon. Now we're gonna have
Cecil provided, guys. Let me pull this up. You all know Cecil.
Yeah, the great fat captain.
Me from Cecil's Twitter. Sorry, we actually took over comics, everyone. Not actually sorry. A story, American Horror Story, parts 1 and 2.
Yeah, they're pretty much monsters, physically and pretty much spiritually. I think even Jason will run away from them.
Every one of the top 20 books for American comic book sales are all manga. Demon Slayer, Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, My Hero Academia, Spy X Family, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Tokyo Ghoul made it. And that thing's pretty old.
You know what sucks? Berserk is not on there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that is so good. Jack, have you heard of Berserk?
Never managed to see it though.
I have not, but I have heard of Demon Slayer and My Hero Academia, Attack on Titan. I have not heard of Chainsaw Man either, but no.
Chainsaw Man sounds fun.
Yeah.
Check that out.
Jujutsu no Kaisen is pretty good too.
I've seen pictures of the guy, but I've never checked it out. And we just got to pull up a picture of this just because.
Oh shit, that looks great. Have you seen the artwork for that? Oh my god, I gotta fucking buy that. Buy that, yes.
There is no freaking shock that this is beating American comics. No shock whatsoever.
That looks so much fun.
Yeah. I mean, now pull up a picture of Captain Marvel or American Shadow.
Oh no, I've got a better one.
Pull it.
Or the upcoming Faith.
Oh, for fuck's sake, this is even worse.
No.
I mean, would you buy this?
Yep.
Would you buy this on a shelf?
Oh, there we go.
No.
I'm here to make you all sad now.
Would you literally buy this if you saw it on a shelf? No. You'd ignore it and walk away.
No.
I would not buy that.
Yep.
Or
still think you should.
Let's just go back to Chainsaw Man. Look at this guy.
Let's go back to Chainsaw Man. That's way more fun.
there we go.
Yes. Chainsaw Man.
Freaking badass.
He's so badass looking. This is so fucking fun.
So
I even like
it's
saying
kinda-
it.
I
who's
love
gonna really,
it, but it's kind of sad that
who's
the
gonna
Japanese
really mess with that? I mean, come on.
And have you seen the numbers? Japan is literally smaller than the U.S. and they even with just Japan they beat you. They just beat West. Just Japan here. Pretty funny. But yeah. I mean, even in the live action department, the Japanese are killing it.
I totally have got to read this now.
Yes.
Yeah, go for it. Also read
Yes,
Jujutsu
yes.
no Kaisen, Demon Slayer. You should also go check out Black Clover.
Black Clover's been out
Black
a
Clover,
while.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was
there
gonna say,
are
I've
one
heard
or,
of that over the years, but I never got into Black Clover.
so there are still one or two good American comics, but unfortunately, they just cannot compete with fucking Chainsaw Man.
No, because they always win this shit politics one moment or another.
The
Because
dude's got a
certainly-
chainsaw coming out of his
The
head.
chainsaw-
Holy fuck. That looks fun.
I mean, it's like Berserker is the best thing on this
I'm gonna
shelf
take
right
back
now.
exactly what. Yep, I'm gonna say. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna take back what I said earlier that I never seen. Okay, so I've never read Berserker, but I have.
And I
seen
want to
that
buy
art
that.
before. And actually, I seen that. I seen that 2 weeks
That's not
ago.
the Berserker.
As a matter-
That's
I
not
think
the
it was a couple weeks ago.
Berserker.
I've seen that. Yeah.
That's not the Berserker they're talking about. There's a
Oh,
manga
yeah, you're
called
right.
Oh, that's when you're
Berserker.
Yeah, that's not Berserk.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
manga
Okay.
called
Cool
Berserk.
enough.
It's a
Then
different
yeah,
thing.
I totally. Well, okay. Well then, yeah, the other one I haven't seen, but this one I have. Artwork
Of course
looks
you had.
amazing.
It's Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves, modeled
It
right
is.
after Keanu Reeves. That's the only reason why I know about that is because I'm a big Keanu Reeves fan, and when this first came out, it was like I think I saw it all over the net. It was all over the net. It was crazy.
still hard to believe it.
And then I saw it and I saw it in a shop fairly recently. So
Yeah, it was like crazy. It did a couple $1 million, I think, for the camp. It did like $1 million for the campaign, I believe.
ooh.
Yeah, so it was like they wound up just starting right off the bat with the crowdfunding to basically test out the waters to see if there was any demand for it. It did really well, and from that they instantly jumped into doing a Netflix movie over it. So that is something to look forward to.
Nice. Yep, looking forward to that.
All right, well we'll end back with Chainsaw Man because this thing is so great looking.
He cuts through people, the fourth wall, and other comic books. What?
This just looks like it's fun.
I thought that was fun.
I want this to be a boss for a table game. Like it'll turn into like
Done.
a Lovecraftian
Okay.
monster
Well, we'll
where you're in a
figure that
chainsaw factory.
Yep. Okay. Totally done. Yeah, I could totally do that. I'll homebrew a story. Ironcaster, what system do you think it should be good for?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. You probably GURPS comes to mind, where you can just do just about anything with that.
Oh. Here's another way we can prove who's beating who. Ironcaster, look for Star Wars The Old Republic.
Oh no,
Do it.
do you mean the High Republic?
Yes, do it.
Jack, have you heard of Geode?
Oh, okay.
God, Geode.
The great and powerful rock that
Geode?
somehow manages to fly.
Yes.
Put it on, dude.
Oh,
I can't
I'm
say that I
quoting
have.
Wikipedia.
Star Wars on the screen. I'm not talking about.
One of the newest characters that Kathleen
Oh.
Kennedy is bringing us for Star Wars is a rock.
At some point, Kathleen just has to stop dropping the cocaine and just
you
realize she
like-
doesn't know what the fuck she's doing.
Okay, is this for real? Or you
Geode
guys
was a
just yanking my
Vintian male.
cane?
Geode was a Vintian male who acted as the navigator for the transport ship Vessel,
The vessel called the Vessel.
alongside its pilot Leox
Wow.
Diop.
Okay.
Who literally translates to "I am gay."
His appearance resembles a tall, dark gray, flinty, and flaky rock. This
I'm
is
having a
modern
hard
Star
time
Wars.
wondering what the hell is going on.
I mean, do you forget
Okay,
the
so-
time when these really makes you forget the times when Star Wars used to be about fathers and sons, good and evil, and the foresight to international merchandising rights.
Well, these days it's about trolling the
And now it's about
fans. So
Freaking rock.
that's why we have a rock.
Yeah.
Back on.
Yeah.
Well, this was
honestly,
fun.
Is that supposed to be like a? Yeah.
I honestly feel
I was
like
just gonna ask, is that
Geode
supposed to be
is
something
a
like from
troll.
the Guardian.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's what I was thinking. Is like, is that supposed to be like a Star Wars version of the Guardian from Star Trek?
Don't worry, guys. I'll make sure that this Halloween everyone gets a Geode action
it's
figure.
possible.
Oh,
It's
God.
possible. I mean, they've been ripping off a lot of stuff from Star Trek. I mean, they literally made an entire plant-like villain that was based on one of the actual villains from Star Trek. They're not even hiding it.
Don't worry,
They're
guys.
literally.
I'm pretty sure they finally scraped the
Fun
bottom
fact
of the
about
barrel
this entire
when they had to
series.
rip off the.
Fun fact
the-
about this
the-
entire series: they're anti-colonialism, yet they themselves are doing colonialism to parts of the galaxy that don't even want them. Isn't it kind of funny?
Well, yes, I just think it's funny that they had to rip off the Charlie Brown Halloween special for ideas.
Oh God.
Jesus. Wow.
At least they
Okay.
didn't grab at the one where. At least they didn't grab at the one where he found that kid with AIDS.
Oh.
Well, on that note, I think we should maybe start wrapping this up. What do you guys think?
Oh,
I
wow.
have actually not been here long enough.
Yeah.
I got here last, so I'm kind of open to go for longer. But if you guys want to drop out, let's just do it.
Well,
So, I guess we should let's go clockwise here. T-shirt. Would you like to sell yourself a bit?
oh, okay. Well, I am the T-shirted historian. I'm an actual historian. Not a very good one, but I am one. And I run a weekly show on Saturday nights called The Week in Geek, where we talk about all the shit that happened in the last week, and we kind of sum it up for you and have a good time. And also, every once in a while, I like to slip into my Werner Herzog impersonation, for whenever the stream's getting really interesting. Like, dear America, you are waking up as Germany once did to the awareness that 1/3 of your people would kill another 1/3 while 1/3 watches. And also, don't forget the Dutch chocolates at the aisle at the checkout stand.
Wait, 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 is 2/3.
You have 3/3. You have a whole.
But how can you add a third to a third?
I like
You still have
chocolate.
1/3.
Chocolate on my hole. Oh, Werner.
Oh, wait, you guys, anyone here has ever seen a show called Venture Brothers?
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we've all seen that.
Search for Indian Captain America.
We talked about that on the show this week.
Shit. Okay, that entire character doesn't look like a parody from something that would show up in actual Venture Brothers.
He's supposed to be a Kickapoo tribe native.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah, but
that
wouldn't that
one.
actually seem like something that showed up in an episode of Venture Bros? I actually thought it was originally for Venture Brothers.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new Captain Americas, Jack?
If everyone is Captain America, then the name literally has no meaning.
Yeah. You know, I quit with comic books. I'm sorry. Especially with the with the changes that they're making in the industry.
Mm-hmm. Oh, American comic
Okay.
books, anyway.
Yep.
American comics are dead.
Yep. And
Yeah.
and they don't even top the charts anymore.
There's
And you know, they're probably sitting around going,
a reason.
where the hell are our numbers? How come we're not selling any comics? What is this Japanese anime shit? Why is it outselling all of our shit?
No.
Well, the Jap shit is outselling them because the Jap shit is cool.
They'll turn around and convince themselves that manga sales doing well is good for the industry, when that's not ensuring their next job. But then again, all that you see the modern comic book industry, people see it as just padding their portfolios of saying, I worked on 5 different.
They think the Japanese will hire them. They think the Japanese will hire them once it all burns down, but the Japanese aren't stupid.
I tell you what, look for this. Look for this to happen. If the American comic sales continue to plummet, at some point, I bet you they're going to try to float the narrative that the only people who read manga are all Yahtzees or misogynists or that sort of thing.
Dude, they're already doing that.
Oh, are they already doing that? Wow. Okay.
Yes. I mean, look at what they did in Australia. Pretty much illegal to have anime and manga there.
That's true. Yeah, they're heavily censoring and they're replacing all the dialogues and stuff on all the dubs.
Yeah, and I saw that Russia's starting to ban some certain like the Isekai series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Death Note and Naruto has become forbidden there because a kid decided to off himself and he was a fan of Death Note.
Man, that's like back in the 80s when somebody killed somebody over Vampire or Dungeons and Dragons or whatever.
Yeah, we're going
bullshit.
back to those times.
That was the 80s.
Yep, that was the 80s.
So, Jack, would you like to help promote yourself?
I remember that.
Do you have anything you'd like to promote?
Yes, a couple things. Well, yeah. First, I want to promote myself. My name is Jack. Good friend with Ironcaster. I've known him for many years. I appreciate him bringing me on. I'm actually getting new to the streaming industry. I'm deciding to get into streaming. So this was a good start for me. I do already have a channel, but it's not fully up and operational yet because I don't have anything on there to put yet. But if you guys want to know what my topics are going to be, I'm basically doing a lot of tabletop stuff because I am a big tabletop fan. Tabletops and video games are out. I just can't get back into video games. Tabletop is right where it's at. I do have a lot of favorite tabletops too. Dungeons and Dragons, Star Trek, some of the sandbox systems, Fate Core, Genesis system, Cyberpunk, Edge of the Empire, Age of the Rebellion, the Star Wars series, just a lot. I'm not going to go into all of them, but there you go. I named a few.
Don't worry,
so
buddy.
yeah, I'm
I'll
getting ready
I'll put a
to
link
do.
to your OnlyFans site.
Ooh,
Thanks.
we're gonna become good friends.
You know what? I'll get. All right.
No, I'm
so I'm
being
gonna
serious.
get ready to do some tabletop stuff. Oh, okay. No, I did not. I'm sorry. No, if it seemed like I didn't believe you, no, I totally did.
Yeah. See, I'm friends with Grim Jim, and the two of us, we both written and illustrated tabletop role playing games, and we've been part of the industry for a long time. So yes, definitely, I'm gonna have to have you on my show, and we're gonna have to talk some TTRPGs with you and Grim.
Do you have a link to? Do you have is any of your stuff on a website somewhere where you can pick it up?
Myself or Jack?
Yeah, a T-shirt. Is any of your stuff on somewhere where it's available?
Well, that's the problem. If I tell you, then I'm kind of outing myself. I'm doxing myself.
Fair enough.
So
Fair enough.
I'll just have to let my work speak for me. And
I thought we could try. I thought I'd try to help get you some sales.
No, I appreciate that though.
We work,
but if I start producing some stuff with Grim, then definitely we'll push that.
All right, cool. Jack, you want to send me a link to your channel and the thing we can get that?
Yeah, I want to sub.
Yeah.
And are you on Twitter?
Yep, I will get that.
Fenrir, buddy, you wanna help give yourself a little push?
Okay, then. I'm Fenrir the Ice Wolf, future destroyer of the world, walker of the halls of Valhalla. You all know me for my numerous funny videos which are non-existent. Please go to my channel, subscribe, leave a like for doing absolutely nothing, and go check out other streams I've been to, specifically the ones with Iron Gas, so you understand more about who I am. If you want to know more, you'll see other channels like Foul Productions, Vigilante Williams, 35 Flavors of Nick Weiser, and so on and so on. I'm pretty much everywhere. I'm in numerous streams except streams of my own. So yeah, that's how I roll. Subscribe to me, please. And to all these guys here. But above all, me.
Well, guys, it's been a lot of fun. It's been with the streams we get on about 2 hours now, and I will gladly have you guys back anytime. Any Mecha Monday. What should we talk about next week? You guys got any suggestions?
The Borg.
How it would be cool if Neo Mexico existed.
Oh, right. Actually, let's do G Gundam. I think G Gundam would be a fun one to talk about. We're gonna try to sell you on it, Fenrir. Jack, I want to save the Borg for a little bit of a bigger stream when I get some other people on. That one I think is a little spur of the moment for me because I want to get Clobbering Times on to talk the Borg.
Good choice.
No, right. He's like one of the biggest Star Trek guys I know. Well, not that I think I can get Robert Meyer Burnett for that, but yeah, I definitely want to get Clobbering Times for a Borg episode.
Okay, I know you guys got Discord.
I just want to point out. I will be happy to chime in for G Gundam because that is my favorite Gundam series.
Asking if any of you guys have Discord.
I've got my little I've got a little mermaid Gundam back here.
Great, I can send you the link to our kind of chat. We have thinking about doing a Gundam section.
I would probably just leave it as like an anime section for now because it may not necessarily get as big a following. I mean, look, it's good and all, but I feel like
there's a link in the private chat, gentlemen. Join if you wish.
Thank you.
All right. Well, until next time, catch you guys later, all you big bots and mini cons. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Peace.